What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. So we're gonna tackle this little gift set I got here. Glenmorangie, got the original, the La Santa, the Quinta Ruben, and the Nectar d'Or. Okay. The only one that's not 46% out of these four is, sorry, I lied. It says on the back that the original is, no it doesn't, it's 40%. The La Santa is 43, and then the Quinta Ruben is 46, and the Nectar d'Or is 46. I'm going to start with the original, if I can get these things out. They packed them in pretty tight. I picked this up for about $60 Canadian. Having some trouble with the packaging here. There we go. Sorry about that squeakiness. $60 Canadian for all four. They're each 100 milliliters or 10 CL if you're from the UK. That's a good price because this bottle as a 750 milliliter is $60 Canadian in the LCBO. The Quinta Ruben is about 43. The La Santa is about 93, and the La Santa is about 96 or 97. The Nectar d'Or is 120. It's the most expensive of the four. So to be able to do 4 reviews for a fraction of the price works out pretty well in my favor. The original, it's 10 years old. Doesn't say that anywhere. Oh yeah, it does. It says it right in words, in gold words at the bottom here. 10 years old. Priced pretty well, I guess, at around $60. It doesn't say anywhere that it's not chill filtered, so we can assume that it is. Especially that it's 40%. That's usually a good indication that it's chill filtered. It also doesn't say anywhere that it's natural color, but it's so light that you can almost guess that they don't add that much color if they add any at all. Alright, I'm gonna let that sit for a couple seconds while I show you something that just arrived in the mail today. It's my long sleeve shirt. It has my symbol on it, Whiskey in the Six. You can have a look at it like that. You can choose any color you want it to come in. This is a medium, it'd probably be a bit big for me, but I chose gray on navy blue. The symbol stays the same, you can't change the symbol color, so the lighter color fabrics would work best if you're gonna choose. I wrote down the website for you guys. It's shop.spreadshirt.ca/Whiskey in the Six, just like I have it spelt right there. If you're interested, they have t-shirts, they have long sleeve shirts, they have sweaters, mugs, iPhone cases, a whole bunch of different things. If you're interested, check it out. Okay, so the shirts, the symbol size is about that big. Alright, I would say maybe 3.5, 4 inches. 3.5, maybe even 3. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Up to you guys. You can wear it to the gym. If you buy the t-shirts, they're pretty reasonably priced. This one cost me about $40. Okay, the long sleeve. And the sweaters, they're really nice, but they do cost quite a bit. Okay, so up to you guys. Like I said, the website is shop.spreadshirt.ca/Whiskey in the Six. One more thing I want to tell you guys about before I start smelling and sampling that. This barrel, you guys have seen it before. I decided to put a whole bunch, we emptied it out, and decided to put a whole bunch of different types of whiskeys in there. Okay, because I'm doing this channel, I have a lot of bottles with a quarter left in the bottle or a half left in the bottle. So I decided, why not put in this 2-liter barrel mix it all together, make my own blend, and see what happens. It's a mix of American, Canadian, and Scottish whiskey, so might be blasphemous to some people, but we'll see how it turns out. If it turns out well, maybe I'll share the recipe because I wrote it all down, what I put in there. Anyway, Glenmorangie 10-year-old on the nose. Okay, it immediately smells pretty young. Has some of those green fruits that you associate with younger whiskey. Sour apple. I want to say there's not a ton of cask influence here. Obviously, it's only 10 years old, so you wouldn't get a ton anyway, but you do get cask influence in Ardbeg 10 and Talisker 10, where I don't get as much here, so that kind of indicates to me that they're using refill barrels. They're bourbon barrels, so that's probably why the color is so light. If they add color, they're not going to add very much to mimic what it would look like to put in a bourbon barrel. So for the first 10 years, this is aged in bourbon. They use this exact product, as far as I'm aware, for the next 3 12-year-olds that they have. The La Santa, the Quinta Ruben, and the Nectar d'Or, which is a can't think of the word. Anyway, the Quinta Ruben is a port cask. The Nectar d'Or is Sauters, or I never say that properly. The French probably hate my guts, especially being Canadian and not knowing how to speak any French. But I will, when I do the review, I will make sure that the pronunciation is proper on that one. So you have La Santa, which is a sherry cask, Quinta Ruben, which is port, and Sauters, I think, which is the Nectar d'Or. All right, and those are all additional 2 years in those wine casks. All 3 different types of wine casks, aged for the additional 2 years. They use the 10-year-old bourbon aged whiskey as the base. A little bit of pear, some other fruity, I would say like green grapes almost, but this is not aged in a wine cask. Just kind of has that smell. Okay, on the palate. The apple comes through, the pear comes through, both on the sour side. The finish is a little bit of like a bitter oak, which is weird because I didn't really pick that up on the nose. Like a barley syrup type taste as well. We're talking something, I mean, in the States, I would imagine this goes for in the $30 range. In the UK, probably £30 range. Over here, of course, because our prices are a little higher, this is around $60, $70 Canadian. It's reasonably priced. For those of you that like bourbon aged scotch, this is a good bang for your buck. It tells you how old it is. Obviously, it's not non-chill filtered. It's only bottled at 40%. There's probably some added color, but it's a good product overall. I'm gonna give this one more taste. There's not much burn. I would assume that's because they dropped the levels to 40%. And they probably dropped the levels to 40% because they didn't want that heavy alcohol burn. They wanted it to be mass-produced product that they can sell quite a bit of quantity of. So it's good for what it is. It's comparable to your Glenlivet 12-year-old. It's comparable to your Glenfiddich 12-year-old. Okay, I'm gonna give this a B-. All right, not overwhelming, but it's something that if someone offered it to you, you'd like it. You're not gonna go out of your way if you love Scotch to buy yourself a bottle, but it's good. All right, that's pretty much it. All right, so like I told you about the website, if you guys are interested, you want to wear a Whiskey in the Six t-shirt, it's up to you. You can go to the website. Again, it's shop.spreadshirt.ca//Whiskey in the Six. All right, I have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Next up will be the Nectar Door, and I'm going to be working my way to the left, my left, looking at the box. So it'll be the Quinta Ruben and the La Santa following. All right. Cheers, guys.